and out of the classroom. Swimming is a life skill that is cardinal for survival. Our ballet programs teaches more than just dance. It installs grace, discipline, and expression. The heart of knowledge builds in our school library with a wide collection of fiction, non-fiction, reference material, and digital resources. Our school offers exciting and safe playground facilities for both ECE and primary students. Safety is our top priority, and our drivers are carefully selected for their professionalism and commitment to the well-being of our students. At Christ Life School, we believe education is not just about passing exams, it's about preparation. So, if you are looking for a school that feels like home, where your child will be known, loved, and challenged to reach their highest potential, then Christ Life School is the place.
Good evening and welcome to Cbc Tv Main News. My names are Chansa Maimbo. The headlines. Emirate Production Watch of Zambia calls for tougher action on Sino Metals pollution. Health crisis hits Mufulira's Mpambe Township. Energy Minister dissolves REA board with immediate effect. And now the news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema today met with representatives of the Churches Health Association of Zambia at State House. The discussion focused on strengthening collaboration to improve health services, particularly in rural communities. Church leaders highlighted their 162 health facilities, including hospitals and laboratories that serve millions of Zambians. President Hichilema called for greater cooperation to ensure no citizen is left without essential health services, while urging churches to work closely with government programs. This meeting marks a renewed commitment to improving Zambia's health sector through church-government partnership. More in this report.
Chair Chinemba, Bishop Chinemba, we're very delighted with what the churches, other organizations in our country, outside of central and local government, have been doing in the health sector, improving the health services delivery to our people. Is extremely important and is intricate to our agenda of economic growth and more growth. Because if the population is of bad health, it's not possible to deliver the economic agenda. I want to make that point very clear because sometimes we underrate the importance of the health services delivery machinery in our family, in our economy. I call it our family, Zambia family. So we thank you wholeheartedly for these services that you have continued to render. You have analyzed the history, correctly so, from KK's time, actually pre-independence. And if you go back before the Europeans came, it was organizations in the communities that provided some sort of health service delivery to our people. I'll give you an example of myself. I was never born in a maternity wing of a hospital. I was born in a village. And my grandmother was the midwife to my mother. So you can see that communities have always risen, have always been available to provide health services to our people. And that's why in today's world, we have no choice but to continue our partnership. And you spoke so well, Bishop. You've taken some of the words out.
A health crisis is unfolding in Mufulira's Mpambe Township, where blocked sewer lines pose serious health risks to residents. The situation is concerning because of the area's history with a devastating typhoid outbreak in 2011 that claimed many lives. Some residents are now using a nearby bush for relief due to the blocked sewer lines. Many others are living in fear of a potential disease outbreak and are anxiously awaiting action to address the issue. More in this report.
Viewers in Mpambe Township are facing a dire health crisis due to blocked sewer lines, which pose serious health risks to the community. The lack of proper sanitation facilities is creating an environment conducive to the spread of diseases, sparking widespread concern among locals. The situation is particularly alarming given the area's history with a devastating typhoid outbreak in 2011 that claimed many lives.
Olo abengi bali isala no kwisala ama toilet tabaya bomfyo mulandu fyali fwasa fima zinki fyali onaika so kuchitwate mwanga kwa ima kwa abantu abako bati batu afwa kupantu ifitwa ikala malo ele.
Local residents have been forced to resort to using a nearby bush due to the blocked sewer line, highlighting the urgent need for action.
Kapa mulandu wanshi ama toilet yali fwasa ama sinki tuabafe kwa chikatuisho ko tuabaka chinga ni kumpambe nga ni kumpanga nga ni kwisa tuaikala.
Many residents are living in fear of a potential disease outbreak and are calling for urgent action to address the issue. They are urging the government to take swift action to address the crisis and provide relief to those affected.
Batuafuirishe kwefya fwasa kwena au natuchula mumaya ndanga na mulale chena nchimbi fye tatule pusuka ififine abana ngana mkwata na baby fili awo shuwa mwanzini buchushi kuno
epo file bwelera mu matoile kitatu ya muna tukumanya fe 1 year 6 months tu ya fe mu mpanga elo kumpanga eko tule abali kulwa na maploti nikwise ko twakulaya tu ya fe kumpanga fe ko kutali eko tu.
The residents' plight underscores the need for immediate action to this critical issue, and their voices are echoing through the community, demanding change. Reporting for Cbc TV News, Chansa Mambo.
The Minister of Energy, Honorable Makozo Chikote, has dissolved the Board of Directors of the Rural Electrification Authority, REA, with immediate effect. The dissolution is in accordance with the Rural Electrification Act No. 5 of 2023, but specific reasons behind the decision haven't been detailed beyond this. The Rural Electrification Authority is responsible for increasing access to electricity in rural areas through various means, including grid extension, biomass, wind, solar energy, and mini hydro projects. The minister has expressed his appreciation to the outgoing board for the service rendered during their tenure. The Emerald Production Watch of Zambia is urging authorities to take a firmer stance on the pollution issue involving Sino metals. According to the organization's president, Musa Kafimbwa, the current approach has been too lenient. Mr. Kafimbwa highlighted that the compensation provided to affected farmers is insufficient, failing to fully address the extent of the damage. He emphasized that the pollution impact extends beyond farmers, affecting the border community through water shutdowns and other issues. Dr. Kafimbwa pledged that his organization will support efforts to hold Sino Metals accountable for the pollution, calling for more robust action to mitigate the harm caused. More in this report.
It's actually very unfortunate that people that come to invest in our country and feel that they mean well to us are now damaging our environment. The story of Sino Metals in Cbc Mine has gone mute. We need answers like how far has them and the Ministry of Mines and government taken Sino Metals to task. We are trying to regroup and claim that we don't need such investors who damage our environment. Basically, what they have actually thought of compensating is beyond what they have done, because there are several other people in the copper belt who have been affected by the same Sino Metals. We had a shutdown of water, people had their business affected because of one company. So we don't need leniency to such investors. They need to be as an example to whoever damages our environment. In conclusion, I can simply say that environmental management is something we cannot repair. These are God-given resources. An environment is God to repair, and whoever pollutes our environment should be penalized. And probably the best way to penalize them is to charge them more or show them exit, and that to actually give an example to other more investors.
We take our first set of commercials. I'll be back.
In a world filled with noise, CBC is a voice of hope, truth, and transformation. We are a dynamic, purpose-driven broadcaster bringing you content that uplifts, inspires, and changes lives every single day. From youth to professionals, to families and undeserved communities. Our programming speaks to every heart, every home. And for brands with visions, we are the platform that puts your message where it matters the most. We are more than just a channel. We are a movement of faith, of purpose, of impact. Partner with Cbc TV and let your brand stand for something greater. Purpose, integrity, lasting impact. Cbc TV, inspiring transformation every day.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. We continue with the news. Ministry of Education has announced major progress in school infrastructure under the ZEEP and ZEEL programs. Across the country, 560 new schools and early learning centers are being built to ensure all children can access quality education. Under ZEEP, 108 secondary schools are already under construction in more than 70 districts, while 222 early childhood education centers are being built under ZEEL in 45 districts. Local teachers and residents say the new infrastructure will reduce travel distances, boost literacy, and prevent school dropouts. The ministry says this is a transformative step, investing in human capital and a brighter future for Zambia's children. More in this report.
Secondary schools is happening everywhere. We had 120 schools which were under World Bank. They are now at different stages. but particularly the copper belt, you find that they've reached an advanced stage, right? Which is part of the package itself that you can see. And what we did was that there are those 82 secondary schools which are dotted in a few provinces. So what we did in order to balance off, we made sure that those who had maybe 12, for example, some provinces had 12 previously, we only gave them 8 or 10 in order for them to have 22. Copper belt we had, I think 0, we gave them 15. Northwestern and western provinces, we had 0. We gave them 22, 21. So we are doing the balancing equation. In the northern, I think they were about 18. We gave them some more in order for them to be at 22. And what? So that is how we share the cake equitably for the whole country, because we believe that it is one Zambia, one nation. One Zambia, one child. One Zambia, one school. One Zambia, name it, one teacher. And the teacher can be literally everywhere in this country.
The construction is going on well. I should mention from the onset that as a province, we have 15 zip sites under construction. And the government has done as well. It has given us all the logistical issues to ensure that the construction is completed on schedule as planned and on time. The government has given us logistical support to ensure that we monitor all the projects in every district. So every month we have to go around on each site. We have the infrastructure section with the resident engineer and the senior buildings officer with the planning department, myself and the other team with the provincial education officer, ensuring that we support the districts, each district in monitoring these projects at construction is on schedule.
I feel happy because the way the learners were learning here, it was not okay. We lacked infrastructure. Most of the learners, when they qualified to grade 8, they were walking a long distance, very far, especially with the girl child. So with the coming of the construction of the secondary school, I'm very happy because it will reduce on the distance for the girl child, even all the learners, in fact.
We are very much delighted to have a school around here. You know, Minsundu area has never had a secondary school since inception, from 1964. So having such a school in place is very delightful. We are very happy about it because we are sure that our learners from this end will not have to labor to travel to long distances to look for places for secondary education. So we are extremely delighted about it. If you look around this area only had a primary school that is from grade 1 to grade 9. So once learners graduate from grade 9, meaning they will have to access secondary education. So it has been taking learners to travel long distances from here, about 8 kilometers, to access secondary education.
For the past, since 1973, when I just came here, there was no secondary school in this area. Our children were going to either Chifubu, Masala, distant places which are almost 13 to 20 kilometers away from this place. Now, as time went on, so our children were suffering now. During rain season, these cold seasons, and most of them, they were falling out of the school, most especially girls who were pregnant or they were married off because of the same. They failed to go to school. Now, the government now thought of bringing us a secondary school here. This secondary school has done a lot in terms of helping us, helping the community to have our children go to it.
Livingstone Museum gets new equipment for research and education. The Livingstone Museum has received new equipment to improve research, conservation, exhibition, and education. The handover took place at a ceremony in Livingstone today. Minister of Tourism Rodney M. Sikumba said the equipment will help safeguard Zambia's heritage and make exhibitions more engaging for the public. Museum staff welcomed the support, calling it a milestone for education and cultural preservation. The Livingstone Museum, founded in 1934, continues to serve as the country's oldest and largest museum. Here is more in this report. Over 116,500 worth of items were stolen during this year's Kulamba traditional ceremony of the Chewa people from Zambia, Malawi, and Mozambique. Eastern Province Police Commanding Officer Robertson Mwenda says officers recovered items valued at 9,370. Out of 53 recorded offenses, 32 involved mobile phone thefts and 8 were assaults. Police have arrested 4 suspects, some linked to drug trafficking. Commander Mwenda says lessons have been learned and security will be strengthened at next year's event given the massive turnout. More in this report. Tobacco farmers in Eastern Province are raising concerns over low prices and rejected bills from a new foreign buyer. Some farmers say high-quality tobacco was expected to sell for $2 to $3, but is currently being purchased at just 90 cents. Others report that several bills have been rejected, leaving them stranded. The Tobacco Board of Zambia, TBZ, says it will investigate the matter and verify the facts. Executive Director Robert Mwale assured farmers that their rights and those of the buyer will be protected. Mr. Mwale added that the buyer has temporarily paused purchases but will resume next week, starting Wednesday. TBZ encourages the Eastern Tobacco Association to follow up closely on the matter. More in this report.
A field officer anatuuza kuti imwe nyamulani muyuzinge transport yanu faka iyi andizona tinayuzinga transport yamene vanati chaja 2,200 iseno nyamula nogwesa kuja kubweresa faka kuno pa 8 June koma masiku onse osatigula bati lero kuti atigule faka vaita reject faka vakamba tisiwagule aso lero plus tinayuzinga ndra tankhala masiku ambiri ticha pamene pa so ndisodenda lomba kunyumba so tilina na vanchito ndizapa sachani so nchintu kuti tutodanda ulisa maningi ndrama so yamene kugulapo 1 bero zone kubwera na maberu 8 basi kugulapo beru imozi yonse akamba ati reject tingankhale chirungamo so apa isesitiziwa kuti kapena boma vatimi yako bwanji kuti kapena mwina vangatiganizire tidandaula tata vambiri ku spending ndrama zambiri pani pa kuzinga ma transport taenda several time kulipira 100 kwacha kubwera kuyenda futi 100 kwacha batiromba peza tatigula very imozi manje tizakabweza chance sokukuleanikeza pauti tinotera kukwera pa Nkongole
so ya matata atigwele matata kudugwa kwakaena ngokuti Ford na Belleville goma be 4 yose ati rejected kuma Ford na buno ati bizeji balimo sata ndiziro yakutaka mataya bali maguleni Ford ya bwanji ungo yanga anachabiso so kama tanzania zote zikabwanji madam Nkongole kuma mizi batembekeza anchito batembekeza mitengo ndiri matango tilanda chapa tikugula 90 cents ndiye ndomatigulira
but nishimaza chita expect zingati kuona fakawana
Ford yangu mwezi kama sakatisi kuti ma $2 ma $3 ndiye Ford yangu kati nilo chenye bizania kwa msika maybe $3 $2 mafika kuno 90 cents
but mabills yamenena kuwesako masaka ati kati yavutirapo sata vutirapo masaka kana bosa soma bills yali 5 pali pano siyagula wose bills 5 watu sati rejected so pali pano no danda uraona kuti ndisona transport then fatizana ni pasa mitengoso amena avarugura kuja ni ma 90 cents so baba sino mhoko ndwaso pali pano yayi kuti nibela chochita uri kunyizo meni pita ningoenda be transport yona kuti nikafika chikunafika kwa
pamande vanakamba tiva zasegula market imene yasegulwa pa Wednesday vanangenesa Ford valaseguladi msika wayamba kugula koma chodandaulisa nja kuti kuti ungenese Ford muja ma challenges emutapezeka nayo atichaja atuza kuti tilipire Ford pa beo 300 kwacha kuti ulowe muja mbeo mu shade uguliwe Ford. Sono monga ina nimeona pano na 82 bells. Ndipo nili kuno kuti nigulise Ford kuti nipeze ndrama yameneyo. So niliuziwa kuti nipire ndrama 300 kwacha yope belo Ford wakati bongera mshade. Ndipo nizona ziziruchitika chifukwa Ford amene waweyingidwa uli pa floor. Ni Ford wakuti ubwera mu shade ine nilikuwa ikale mkati mu floor. So chifukwa sininalipire iyo ndrama amene wafuna kuti nibapase kuti Ford weyingiwe nigulise suli kungena. Cha number 2 ni chakuti Ford pamene wasegula taona monga kulibe somsika. Why ninonena chonchi chakuti Ford amisika mtengo kulibe. Ford wanu maraxis barugula barubweza kuti ni RTG. Makata barutenga weka utali. Narifu ndipo mtengo ta atipasa sales list imene lichoka lowest ni 90 cents. Highest yao ni $2. Komodabusa kuti mtengo Ford amene arutenga noenera pa mtengo wa $2 ndio amene arugula pa mtengo wa 90 cents. So no dandalo nyakuti namba Ford uyu amene arubweza uyu. Kapena uyu amene arugula kodi Ford amene afunika kuguliwa $2.
We take another break. On the other side, meet me with sports and international news.
Christ Life is more than a school. It's a nurturing community. Our qualified teachers use innovative methods that keep the minds and hearts of our students engaged. Our cafeteria isn't just a place to eat. It's a hub of nourishment and community. Our sports activities are always filled with fun and creativity that promote teamwork and confidence in every child. With access to the latest educational software, learners are prepared for the digital age with confidence and creativity, empowering students with skills in and out of the classroom. Swimming is a life skill that is cardinal for survival. Our ballet programs teaches more than just dance. It installs grace, discipline, and expression. The heart of knowledge builds in our school library with a wide collection of fiction, non-fiction, reference material, and digital resources. Our school offers exciting and safe playground facilities for both ECE and primary students. Safety is our top priority, and our drivers are carefully selected for their professionalism and commitment to the well-being of our students. At Christ Life School, we believe education is not just about passing exams, it's about preparation. So, if you are looking for a school that feels like home, where your child will be known, loved, and challenged to reach their highest potential, then Christ Life School is the place.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. And now in sports news. More Chipolo Polo players have joined camp as Zambia gears up for Monday's World Cup qualifier against Morocco. Among the arrivals are Leicester City striker Patson Daka, Emmanuel Banda of Maccabi Beni, Songa Chipioka of Petah Tikva, Benson Zakala of Bohemians, and Joseph Saboba Banda of Beersheva. The addition brings the squad to 18 players in camp. More call-ups are expected to report today, completing the 31-man provisional list for Atlas Lions clash. Coach Avram Grant is set to trim the squad to 24 players once fitness trainer Jamie Lawrence completes assessments. Kickoff against Morocco is at 15 hours on Monday at the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola in a Group E World Cup qualifier. More in this report. Zambia's under-20 women's national team, coach Charity Ntala, has named a 34-member provisional squad for this month's FIFA World Cup qualifiers. The young Copper Queens, who recently lifted the COSAFA crown, will face Burundi over 2 legs on the 19th and 27th of September as they begin their bid for a maiden World Cup appearance. The squad includes 4 goalkeepers, defenders like Esther Musailela of Zanaco, midfielders Wupe Banda of Red Arrows and Natasha Kasema of Green Buffaloes, and strikers Jessie Walia of Nkwazi and Mary Mbewe of Zescondola Girls. The winner of the tie advances to face either Uganda or Namibia in a 4-round race in the 2026 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. More in this report.
The young Copper Queens are back. Coach Charity Ntala has named a 34-player squad to face Burundi in the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Qualifiers on September 19 and 27. Fresh from the COSAFA title, the girls are fired up for the 2-leg clash. Big names like Chishala Mfute, Wupe Banda and Jessie Walia lead the charge. Victory here means a shutdown with Uganda or Namibia and a giant step closer to the 2026 World Cup dream. Reporting for CBC News, I'm Walusongo Nalwenga.
In international news, we monitored the BBC.
Entire neighborhoods abandoned. The swell of a nearby river upending thousands of lives. Entering your home is now considered trespassing, but some try anyway.
This neighborhood in Lahore has been completely inundated. Beauty parlors, shops, entrances completely blocked off. You'll see some of the wires have dropped very low. Some of them are in the water now. The power, electricity have been completely cut off to the neighborhood.
A gated community is no protection. Residents were promised a scenic view and modern homes. This is what their dream neighborhood looks like now. In Punjab's capital, temporary camps. Samira is 9 months pregnant.
I'm worried about my pregnancy. We're in the hands of God, whatever God wills. I don't know what the future will bring.
Not everyone has a bed to sleep on.
Do you feel like you have enough resources?
Yes, I believe personally, no big issue of the resources. The government, public, people, they have very generosity attitude.
And yet you just said people are sleeping on the floor.
Yes, of 1 minute. That's true, we can't provide each and everything like the home they are getting. But at minimum, they need shelter. It's a makeshift arrangements.
Away from the capital, a controlled explosion. An embankment near Chang collapses, water diverted from the city at the expense of nearby farmland and settlements. The government says all communities were evacuated beforehand. 1,700 villages have been flooded so far. Families unsure when they can go home and what they will come back to. Asde Mashiri, BBC News, Lahore.
And that note brings us to the end of the main news. But before we go, here's the recap of the headlines. Emir Production Watch of Zambia calls for tougher action in Sino Metals pollution. Health crisis hits Mufulira's Mpembe Township. Energy Minister dissolves the REA board with immediate effect. Good night, thank you for watching, and God bless Zambia.